Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my clapping. I don't know why, but Happy New Year. Welcome to 2019. I am so ready and so happy that this year is finally here. I was all ready to leave 2018 behind, but today we're going to bring it back a little because I love starting the year off talking about my favorites from 2018, because if there was something good about that year, it was my beauty favorites and products, specifically these products that I have in front of me that were very, very good to me. And yeah, that's what this video is going to be all about. Another favorite that I want to mention is definitely my Fashion Fridays that I started in 2018, and I have come to love and fall back in love with everything fashion, plus size fashion, obviously. And yeah, I just feel like you guys responded so well to it, and it attracted a lot of new people who have stayed here with me and have subscribed, which I thank you guys so much for that. Plenty of Fashion Fridays to come in this year, because I am not stopping and I am not putting a stop onto that series, because it has been doing so good here on my channel, which I am very excited for, because honestly, my channel, I felt like, was kind of like going down and kind of dying. And when I started this Fashion Friday, you guys have started to be more interactive with me in the comments and actually leaving comments, which I honestly appreciate everyone who takes the time to leave comments. I love to respond to every single comment that I get, whether it be hate, nasty comment, the nice comments. I reply to everyone. And yeah, that was definitely one of my favorite things of 2018, was starting that series. I do want to start more series, like makeup series for you guys and stuff like that. But today, which is kind of like a year after year series, is my favorites from 2018. Now, I chose the stuff that spoke to me, that I said my favorite palette, and it came right to my mind right away. I was like, those are the favorites, the things that come to your mind right away. So let's get started, because I do have a lot of products. I don't want to make this video long, which I think I always say. Oh, another thing, I did change up my setup. I know it might not look different to you guys, but I did. I changed my room around and everything is set up differently. I love how you can see the top part of my canvases now. I think I need new ones. I have space now for a lot of new canvases, so I'm excited for to see what canvases 2019 brings me. But yeah, I like the setup so much better, especially like the lighting. I feel is like so good all around. Like the area that I need to be well lit is very, very well lit. So yeah, let's get started. I'm going to start off with palettes, because I feel like I don't have a lot. I mean, I do have a lot, but these are the palettes. I'm already going to start palettes. These are the palettes that really stood out to me, and that I feel like were really good palettes that I used time and time again. Some are new, some are from the beginning of the year. So the first two I want to mention are the Huda Beauty palettes, now a new one and a older one. The Desert Dust palette has been one of my favorites in 2018, or was one of my favorites, and I felt like I made this my everyday palette because it has basic shades that I like for my everyday colors, like the cream shade, the super neutral shade. Sometimes I would only use those two shades, Desert, Sand, and Musk, and call it a day. But it also has all the warmth, goodness that I love in my life, like this gorgeous, yummy orange, like burnt bright orange color. So yeah, this has been one of my favorites, and the packaging is also beautiful. The newest addition to her palette family is the Huda Beauty Nude, and I ended the year with this palette. This, I would say, is still neutral, and it's a pinch warm, but it's more pinky, more purpley. But I like it. I really like that I changed my everyday look to a more pinky rather than super orange, which is how this transitioned. Well, this transitioned from this to this, and I really like the transition. Yeah, I like this one a lot. I do have a dupe. I do have a dupe video for this one, but it wasn't a dupe. The other palette. So I'll leave that link down below. Anything I have a video, a review, a tutorial for of any of these products, I will leave it in the description down below because I feel like I sound like a broken record if I tell you after each product, which honestly I'm still going to tell you after each product, like link down below, tutorial down below, review down below. Anyways, the Jaclyn Hill palette, it is still one of my favorite palettes, go-to favorite palettes. Like, I can combine this palette with any of my other palettes and I like it. I feel like this is one of the best palettes on the market, especially for beginners. It's a palette that has a little bit of everything: color, darkness, warmth, neutral. It's just a good overall palette. Shimmers, you know, it just has a little bit of everything. And it's a very, very good everyday palette because it's big, but it's not like, oh my gosh, end of the world big. And it just has everything. You can take this on your trips. You can take this, you can just use this palette for everything, I think. And I still like it. And if I like a palette after a year already, I mean, it's a palette that deserves to be in my favorites. This was my favorite, I would say one of my favorite brands that I discovered in 2018. I had always been eyeing them, but I never bought any of their products and I always wanted to. And when I started going to the Forever Beauty store in Chino, where I shop for most of these brands that are like only online, they have a little boutique and they have an online store too. But I found this palette there and I am so happy. Their formulation of their eyeshadows is really, really good, and that's what I love the most. I want to try a lot of their other products. Like, there's 3 palettes that I liked that are like in my cart. A lot of their liquid eyeshadows look really, really good. And I didn't even tell you the brand. Pinky Rose Cosmetics. They're an indie brand, but they're really, really good. Their formula is amazing. This is the Runway palette, and it's one of my favorites. This got me to use a lot of olive greens this year, and those looks were fire. So I definitely want to do more, even if it's not like fall anymore. I think we're in winter, are we? Well, if we're not, I might squeeze in another look, but this is one of my favorite palettes. Now I want to try more of the stuff. And the last palette, I know this one's more new, but I definitely feel like it's a really, really good palette that's worth mentioning in my favorites because I have been using it nonstop. And that's the James Charles x Morphe palette. I know a lot of people had a lot of like negative things to say about this palette, but the proof is in the pudding. I have used this palette countless amount of times and it works amazing. I don't know if some people are getting bad palettes or bad batches or what it is, but this one has performed beautifully for me. The eyeshadows are super pigmented. They blend beautifully. I don't think I've ever had an issue with a Morphe palette, except with the Jaclyn Hill Volt. I remember I told you guys one of the shadows didn't work for me. But other than that, the Morphe palettes, their eyeshadows, their single eyeshadows I have tried, they all work really good for me, and this palette was no exception. It's amazing. I love it. Moving on to highlighters. These highlighters I feel are the highlighters that represent this whole year that I use. And I know there's others that I use, but maybe I use them twice, maybe I use them 3 times. These I used month after month after month. Starting off with the one that I raved about first, which was a Flower Beauty Shimmer and Strobe Highlighting Palette. This was my first love with Flower Beauty, and it brought me to start using her products and start noticing her products. I have my eye on her liquid lipsticks and I think on one of her sponges, which a lot of people say that was really, really good. But this palette is amazing if you're looking for a good highlighter palette that's affordable, that has more than one shade and they're not like blended together. This is a really good one. It has like a vanilla shade, a rose gold, and a gold, which I feel like are the perfect colors if you don't want too much and if you don't want to be like, oh, what do I do with this highlighter that's kind of has a blue hint to it or a purple hint to it. No, these are straight on good. And the glow these give, it's like that blinding highlight from Instagram. Yes. And you can find it at Walmart. The other palette, this is the one I'm wearing today. I was filming this video for my Spanish beauty channel and I wasn't wearing highlight. And I knew something looked weird. I was like, I look so like not me, like I look palish. I was missing something, and it was the glow. I have it on now, but this is it. The Sleek Makeup highlighter palette in the color Solstice. This, I wanted this palette since Jaclyn Hill raved about it years ago, and back then Sleek Makeup wasn't available in the United States, and I didn't know how to order internationally. It was just, back then it was a lot harder than what it is now, obviously. And that's how that's how long ago, I mean years ago. But yeah, I am wearing this color right here. Actually, I mixed both of these, which are my favorite. This is such a blinding highlight. All of the colors. If you use a cream with all the colors, intensely blinding. If you use this like light pale one before these, blinding. These on their own, blinding. The whole palette is blinding. Even the packaging, it's amazing. I recommend this one 100%. Now, I feel like those were the first 6 months of the year 2018. That's what I wore. Now, moving on to the last 6 months of the year, which were definitely Pixi Beauty. I started off with Delicate Dew, as I feel all of us did, and I fell in love. I love mixing these. That's my favorite way to wear these highlighters, is mixed together. I just swirl my brush in and go to town. And I love, love, love the formulation of these Pixi Beauty highlighters. They're amazing. Then I went on to purchase Subtle Sunrise. I bought this one because I saw the colors and they look like a very good dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter collaboration they did with Amrezy, which at the time when I did the dupe video for you guys, it was discontinued. And supposedly, you know, like everything that's never coming back, and it so happens to come back like a week or two after my video of my dupe video, duping the Pixi with the Amrezy. I see on Instagram like, oh, the Amrezy highlighter is coming back due to popular demand, yada yada yada. I was like, well, there went that. I was like, in the video, I was like, you could never get the Amrezy highlighter because it's discontinued and they said it was never coming back. But lesson learned, everything, no matter how discontinued it is, will come back. But honestly, I feel like this is a better formulation because it doesn't emphasize any of your texture on your cheekbones, which is why I really, really like these, because I do have pores on my cheekbones and I do have texture. Sometimes I break out or I have little tiny pimples, and you can see that. These don't emphasize it as much as the Amrezy highlighter does, which is why I love the formula of these. Lastly, Real Her, the spotlight is on me. I know you guys are tired of me talking about this highlighter, but I love it. They did send me the PR package per se of a lot of their products, and this one has been one of my favorites from them, and I've used it ever since they sent it to me. But I just love it. The formula is nice. It feels nice on the skin. It's buttery. It's creamy. I like the packaging. I mean, it is simple, but it's chic. I really like it. And the names are amazing. The spotlight is on me. It definitely is right now. Moving on, I have two foundations. Definitely these are the two foundations that I have loved the most. Huda Beauty Full Filter Foundation. Super, super full coverage foundation. Love it. I have mine in Cheesecake, and the best foundation of the drugstore in my opinion this year has to be NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. I have mine in Soft Beige. I have mixed this foundation with every all of my foundations, high end, like YSL, all my affordable ones like Wet n Wild, and it just mixes and meshes and blends beautifully with every foundation. It looks beautiful on the skin. I've even tried it with foundations that I don't like so much, that I just want to finish up, and it just makes that foundation look much nicer. Whatever that foundation was missing for me, this, like, it fills that in, which I love. So this foundation has just been amazing. If you haven't tried it, definitely run to your local Walgreens, NYX store, wherever you can find NYX, and purchase it. It is a very good foundation, and I was pretty shook with this one. And it's drugstore, which is why I was more shook. 3 concealers that I have that are amazing, that really stood out for me. First off has to be Makeup Revolution. I do want to say, to me, this concealer is not a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. I know a lot of people have compared this concealer. I compared it myself, tried it out. It is not a dupe in my opinion. This is a really good concealer. I personally don't like Tarte Shape Tape, but I love this one. And I have mine in C5. This one is like my holy grail. Born This Way from Too Faced. I always wanted to try their foundation. Never did, because I've seen a lot of people say it's better for people with dry skin. I have oily skin. It was probably going to be a no-go. But when I saw this, I don't know what about it just called my name. And I was like, I need to try it. I tried it. Fell in love. Multi-use sculpting concealer. Super coverage. It's just the best. The best. It is just the best concealer I have tried, honestly. Last but not least, and I'm going to say this, I am not a fan of squeezy tube concealers, but this one, I like it a lot. I like the formulation enough to overlook the packaging, but also the packaging has this like silver little metal, I don't think it's metal, but this silver applicator at the end, and it is so cooling when you apply the concealer that it actually made me enjoy this packaging and like it. And this is a Huda Beauty Huda the Overachiever concealer, and I have mine in Coconut Flakes, and I really like the formulation. Even though it's a full coverage concealer, it's not drying under the eyes. Powders of the year, Hourglass Veil Powder. I bought the small one because I was like, it's a little expensive. What if I don't like it? I ended up loving it. Now I want to buy the full size because it's so good, and I want the actual packaging of the full size. So good. Like, it's so finely milled, as opposed to a lot of my translucent powders. I feel like that's the lightest, best setting powder. I know it's pricey, but buy a small one like I did so you can try it out if you want to try it out. It won't break the bank as much as the big one. Then the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder. I like it. I like the packaging because it's not messy, and I hate the messy packaging for powders, but I mean, it is what it is. I love setting powders. It has this little cap that you open and close, and then you put your powder, and it has a little net there. It's just really good. I like to set my whole face with this, but I do prefer to set my under eyes with the Hourglass, just because it's much thinner and a little bit finer in my opinion. The star product of 2018 definitely had to be liquid eyeshadows for me. Specifically the Stila ones, but I do have other brands that I like and that I bought and I used and I'm obsessed with as much as I am with the Stila ones. These are just my ride or die because I have so many of them, and the formulation is just on point of these. My favorite shades have to be Enchantress and Gold Goddess. Kitten Karma as well. I used up a whole full-size tube, and I'm almost done with my other small one. I just forgot to grab it. But those three, if you're looking for a liquid eyeshadow from Stila to try, I would say go with Kitten Karma, Enchantress, or Gold Goddess for your first ones, and they're gonna be amazing. Then the other brands, Too Faced, I like this, and this was from their Tutti Frutti collection. I don't know if they have like specific colors for their regular collection. I hope they do, and I wish they do, because I actually really like their formula, and I was pretty impressed with it. This color is Guava Glitz, if you can still find the Tutti Frutti collection. I don't know if it was limited edition or not. And then Pixi. These impressed me. I would say these are the closest that I have in my collection right now to the formulation of the Stila ones. And I really, really like them. I have the color Rose Gold and Crystalline, and this is more like a white with a lot of like super pretty glitters, and this is a true rose gold that looks stunning on the eye, especially blended out. And then lastly, if you're looking for a more affordable alternative to those, ColourPop has really, really nice liquid eyeshadows. I really like these. They're the Supernova shadows. They have a bunch of colors now, super glittery, super like crazy colors, calm colors. These are really good if you're looking for an affordable dupe per se, just something more affordable than the Stila ones. These are really good. Last but not least, I have glosses. I thought I would never see the day, but my favorite one, first and foremost, Revlon. This is what got me into getting back into glosses. That makes sense? But yeah, this is what started it all for me to trying glosses again and wearing glosses with my looks on a regular basis. This is the color Snow Pink, and I really, really recommend this one. I love it. This is my third tube because that's how much I used it. Then from Real Her, I have the color I Am Awesome. I love pairing this with their nude lip liner, and this one, it has kind of like a nudie mauve color, which I personally love, but it looks, I don't know, it's just really pretty. There it is. It does definitely have some color, but on the lips, it just makes the lips look so juicy. And then one of my other favorites, Dose of Colors. I'm so glad I tried their lip gloss, just because I know how much I love their liquid lipsticks. I love their lip gloss. Now I want to get the Desi and Katy gloss from their collection because I really, really like this one. I love wearing this one on its own because it just makes my lips look so juicy and plump. So yeah. Liquid lipsticks. We're going to fly through these as well. Sephora Vintage Rosewood. I feel like not enough people talk about the Sephora liquid lipsticks, and they're really, really good. One of my favorite brands of liquid lipsticks. Morphe times Orpha. This color I used it non-stop in 2018. I kind of want to preserve the last I have of it because I only bought one, and this was a limited edition, and this is the color Vinyl. Tomato. Glow by Glory, the color Sugar Dumpling, the glow sticks, liquid lipstick. Newest formula I tried, and I really, really like it. This is more of a watery formula, but I feel like it's the most long lasting on the lips. I really, really liked it. Half Caked. They're now Half Caked. They used to be Cake Makeup. This has to legit be my favorite color of the year, and it's the color Legit. Best berry shade I have tried in a long time, and it's all dried out, so I need to buy a new one. Last but not least, I cannot end a video without talking about the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipsticks. I am wearing this color, which is my favorite color of life that I've purchased from Stila, is Aria. This is my favorite color from them, and this is what started my love to Stila liquid lipsticks. So yeah. And with that, we can say goodbye to 2018 and welcome to 2019. I'm very, very excited for what's to come. I'm very excited to get back to filming and all my Fashion Fridays and all new ideas I have. If you guys have any ideas for video makeup series or fashion series, leave them in the comments down below. And yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.